most of the time I'm moving very fluidly, but today I'd like to focus on some pressure. And so can I borrow you one? Just lay down. All right, so, all right, so one of the things that we do is we end up in side control a lot, right? And we've talked about some of the side control. Remember, there's a lot of positions from side control. We can have this arm be, under the neck. We can have it over here. This gives us less stability, but more range of motion. There's always a trade-off. We can put the elbow here. We can not have it there. One thing that I like to do most of the time from side control is connect my knee with my opponent's hip. So that stops them from a lot of the things they like to do when they turn into you or start moving towards you to reposition. I like my other knee right around the shoulder to really spread out my base. That's going to allow me to put some pressure. And the other thing I want to do typically is I like to take my arm and bring it behind the head, all right? Now the first pressure move that we're going to do for this is we're going to focus on the shoulder pressure to the neck and to the head. So when I'm here, I don't want to just sit here, okay? If I'm, if I'm my opponent, I'm going to start trying to wiggle out. I'm going to maybe push away, okay? When this person's here, I want to own the entire position. So what I like to do is leverage my weight at a 45-degree angle. Typically, 45-degree angle is best. And I want to leverage my weight in. Do you feel the pressure difference? Okay. But at the same time, I maintain connection, right, with that knee to hip. Okay. And then if I'm putting in a lot of pressure, I like to get that elbow or at least the hand down to control the other side of the hip. Right. This is going to keep them where I want them. From here, I'm going to move into some submissions that you've been seeing, but I have to own the space first, put in the pressure first, and then I can do the other moves. And try to put your butt almost on top of your heels to sit down. Some people really push to go on the toes. I think that's probably the preferred way. I like my toes flat. It's just my style. I would recommend going up on your toes. That's probably the better way to do it if you don't have a preference the other way. But the other thing is really twist your shoulder in as you're doing this, okay? Really try to put that pressure in because at that 45-degree angle and twist, that's gonna really help seal the deal on that, okay? All right, so one of the other things that we'll be doing is something called scarf, and you may wanna come over just kind of in the midline a little bit, and you need to come over right there. So as we transition, one of the things that we want to do is we need to move and respond accordingly to our opponents. And so a common transition from the side control position that we're currently in is going to scarf, where we go like this, okay? And so what we're doing is it's almost the same, but we're flattening out and we're spreading our knees. In the position I'm in, it's probably not gonna be effective, not much weight on you, right?
Yeah.
Again, 45-degree angle. So in this case, I want to use my ribs to press down into his, okay? I want to spread my feet out. The key thing is I need to get on the edges of my feet. Don't put your feet flat, don't lay like this. The edges. I want 3 points of contact. Edges of my feet spread, and then the other part of this triangle, I want to lift my butt up, and I want to put my pressure. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And so I want to come at this. I can grab here, I don't have to, right? A lot of times you want to secure the arm to stop them and use that to put more pressure. Did that feel more?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you want the hips up off the mat when you do that, right? So to not crush you. I'll do this, but I will tell you, the toughest guy, and I've told some of you this, the toughest person I know in Jiu-Jitsu, the heaviest person, weighs 135 pounds. His name's Luis Claudio. He is a monster. He feels like he weighs 500 pounds. How does he do that? It's angles and position. If you don't believe me, go to Ben Rothwell, look at his UFC heavyweight from Kenosha, Racine area, and look at Luis training Ben. You'll see the giant and the Luis like 5'4", and you'll see the difference. Guess who wins every time? Luis. Okay, so and a lot of it's because he knows how to position his body better than most people. So again, we're here. We transition, spread those legs, really get on the edge, and then put your ribs into your opponent's ribs. You can use the arm to help leverage, but the key is coming in at that 45-degree angle to put that pressure on there. So, you know, obviously I don't want to leave you without a submission for the day. So, again, we start here, right? We put in our pressure, really put in that pressure, transition. As I transition, a little nuanced point, I almost pull in the back of the head as I come up. Then I already have this arm, okay? I can do two things. One I'm not gonna cover, which is I can start going for the spar arm. We go for a straight arm bar, all right? The other way, I take my hand, I put it on the side of the neck. That's a common thing that we like to do, right? We push on the side of the neck. I bring my foot over and replace my hand, all right? You've seen this before with some of the other moves, right? Then I take my tricep, let's give you that, nice try. I take my tricep and secure the arm, all right? So I have this arm secure. Then I take my hips and I put pressure into the arm. So I'm just putting pressure with my hips forward as my tricep is pulling the arm back. Right, so again, when you do this, make sure you do your transitions. If I put my pressure here, I come up, I'm here. I want to go for the arm bar, so I put my hand here. I move my one foot still maintains that edge, so I can still do some pressure here. The other foot is on the side of the neck, and then the tricep holds the wrist, and then I put my hips forward. You just slide the hips forward. Any questions on that?
The hand lock, is that in the armpit or is that just like under the bicep?
Great question. The hand should be behind the armpit. Will really secure the wrist. You can clamp down and secure the wrist. A lot of times I don't, just because I feel like I spend more time trying to secure the wrist than doing the most important part, which is putting the hips into the elbow.
Can you show it one more time?
Yeah. So, starting here, putting that pressure, then lift up, over here. I know that I want to go for the arm bar, so I start securing that shoulder, take my hand, take my other foot, pull it back for stability, as I replace my hand with my foot. Use my tricep to push back on the hand, and then push my hips forward into the elbow. The top part of my body is coming back like this. So you do, as your hips come forward, you do basically straighten yourself, and that's gonna put some more pressure. Particularly when people have long arms. It makes this is a difficult move when people have really long arms. So that.